Hello guys, and welcome back to Joe's Ventures. And today we can see here that we've got another month, so that means another dev diary for Prehistoric Kingdom, our favorite, prehistoric park builder. So we've got a very interesting update today with quite a few things, especially baby dinosaurs, which we all know and love. But some other things as well, we'll get into it, and I actually am quite excited to get stuck into this one, so let's not, fluff around too much, let's get into it. So, let's have a look. Welcome to February Development Diary. It's been almost it's almost been 65 million years since our last blog post, or has it? Not. Of course. Good joke though. Thank you for your support. We've been releasing mini status reports every Wednesday over on our Patreon. These reports include exclusive baby reveals, concept art, and weekly information of what we're working on. While some of the Patreon content will be shown in their diary, there's still a few things that won't be shown here. So if you want to see those little tidbits, an extra incentive to go support them on Patreon, just to give them a little bit more of a stable financial situation. So to touch out when we last spoke about our financial situation, we want to take a moment to thank you for your help. Your support on Patreon has not only helped us immensely, but shown just how important our project is to this community. If you can help spread the word or afford to offer a donation, the team would appreciate it greatly. For now, though, Prehistoric Kingdom is not going extinct. So yeah, it's enough. It's covered enough that we can do a lot, and you can see some baby dinosaurs in there. You can see. We'll get into that. State of development, you can check on the Trello as well. So, ontogeny, that means all the babies. We'll have a look at a lot of babies today. So it's been all hands on deck with this last month, preparing ontogeny for update 14. In terms of art, about 40 out of the 58 babies are in advanced stages of completion. Most of the remaining production time will be spent on finishing their skins, animations, and sounds. So on the technical side, every day presents a new challenge to overcome. Since we change the physical proportions of the animals as they grow, this has a huge impact on the various animations like sitting and walking around. Amazing programmers have been developing new tech to help support a seamless growth system. So let's have a look at these cute little babies here. Susan. Velociraptor, Lelansaura, Dilophosaurus, the two species of trikes, the different species of paras, and you can see the Rex and the baby mammoth and the baby Paraceratherium. So they're all around there. But anyway, the support that the team or the programmers have been giving allows us to correct limb IK. Dog wants to come in, of course. Reposition the correct limb IK with age. So as it gets bigger, it'll correct itself. Reposition the vertical offset of young animals while resting, rolling, and sleeping. Reproject root motion to better sync movement speed to their new limb lengths. So just making sure that they don't look really janky when they're getting bigger or smaller. Swap between nav meshes sizes as animals get bigger, prevent animals from growing if a space is too small, and swap locomotion and key animations as animals age up. So some baby animations will be, there's some special baby animations, while the adults won't have them, but the babies will. So we've also improved the way that we handle animal selection with an optimized set of colliders that scale and stretch based on age. This lets us keep the selection accurate regardless of the animal's current growth stage, which is quite cool. Thinking about all the implications that come with seamless growth, there's good reason why games haven't really done this before. It has to scale, it has to react, and it's a big technical hurdle to solve, but we're giving it our best shot, and we're proud of the results thus far. So that's really, really cool, something that can be the claim to fame to Prehistoric Kingdom. Really gives some new seamless growth, and I think that's a really cool way to get attached to animals, because you watch them grow, it's part of the fun of having animals, watching them grow up, and you get quite attached to them, which would be quite good. So I'm quite excited about that, and it's cool to see a couple games tackling it again. You can see that's with the Camarasaurus or the missions and things. Quite interesting. So free Patreon post. If you'd like to learn about how we're approaching the audio for ontogeny, please sort of check out the free blog post we put on Patreon last month. Learn the problems, requirements, solutions needed to keep asset development and implementations to get scalable. So yeah, it's pretty much the same issue, and we saw that before. And update 14's release window. So once we've got an update 14 in a more playable state, we'll start to push early versions into the public testing branch. Well, we're not quite ready to begin this yet. You can expect to hear more next month as we get closer to updates 14's release window in late April. With how big this update is, we want to give ourselves some decent runway to ensure there aren't babies missing in this update. It'll be just in time for an early access anniversary, so that'll be quite cool. But yeah, with development like this, you can expect delays, but hopefully they'll keep to that time. Update 14, we've got baby animals. So this month we're pleased to unveil even more babies. We always love to see more babies. There are but a handful of these animals already shown on Patreon, but if you can't wait for update 14, go check those out. But up first is the massive Paraceratherium and the much smaller relative Juxia, or Juaxa. These little ones are almost like a baby rhino and tapir rolled into one with their prehensile tails and big ears. I mean, not tails, lips. So they got these big lips there, very much like a rhino or a black rhino or even like a tapir. So kind of like an in-between. And those big ears, they make them look so cute. Because baby rhinos are cute, but then you make them all lanky and awkward. They do look very, very cute. I really do love them. And you can see that's the Juxia, which is like the early relative. You can see that calf there, with the little mane going on. I think that's really, really cool. I'm a really big fan of that. Cannot complain. Next up is the fan favorite Parasaurolophus and Chinosaurus. So each species has a unique pattern to help them transition into their adult colors, making them quite extinct from one another. And if you look closer, you can even spot a tiny nub on their heads. So yeah, the three species of Parasaurolophus are not going to be old species anymore. They're going to be, like their own thing. So we'll get into that a little bit more with other species, but they're going to be some alt species changes, and that includes these guys. So you can see that one is going to be the Chinosaurus, and then you can see Walkerai and Cryptocostatus on there as well, so you can kind of see the different species in there. And finally, the most scrungly one of all, Dinocyrus. So we knew from the start that Dino simply had to have baby bird energy. The artist looked at animals like juvenile pelicans, rosette spoonbills, and flamingos to find the perfect level of freak. What a funky fellow. So you can see that is definitely a funky fellow. So look at that guy. You can see he looks like a baby pelican. Just looks goofy, or a baby flamingo. They just look really, really goofy. And I really like this one. With the baby Dinocyrus ready, one of our artists, Ida, was able to recreate her classic meme with a PK flavoring. So there's only two types of baby dinosaurs, and that is very true. You can see the very cute one, all nice and round and cute, and then the really ugly looking one, which is the ugly duckling kind of cute. And you can see that's perfectly exampled here. And if you're looking for something really cute, though, we've also shared the babies of the Dilophosaurus, woolly rhino, Dilophosaurus, Terrariosaurus, and Velociraptor on our socials. So click an image below to see it full screen. So here is the baby woolly rhino. How very cute is that one? You can see, the little baby rhino. We actually have a pretty good idea what the baby rhino looks like. So that didn't require too much in terms of references. Looks really, really good. Baby Dilophosaurus, so that's a really, really cool one. And covered in feathers, so that's another interesting thing as well. Baby Dryosaurus, you can see really, really fluffy. Reminds me a lot of Calindrodromius. You probably just keep the babies and use them as Calindrodromius, actually. Looks really, really cute. And then the baby Velociraptor. How adorable is that? That is so cute, so round and fluffy. And you can see it hasn't quite got its feathers yet. And you can see it's almost got like the little barb sticking out. But yeah, real, real cute. How can you not love that? That's just the perfect image. How adorable. We've also refined the Megaloceros fawn since its reveal earlier in the month. It has some fur fixes that we still need to make, but it looks more like a young deer now. Thank you for the feedback. See, it looks a lot better now, so you can see. Looks like a little deer, little cutie. Big fan. Really, really cute. So you can see that there, and then next to the parent, so that's a dad. Looks really, really cute. Anyway, to cap off this section, let's take a look at some seamless growth. Please note that all the stuttering is due to the progressive time steps, since the increased scale is unrealistically fast. During normal game speed, this effect is imperceptible. So basically saying, it's the only reason it's kind of like swaying a bit or like stuttering is because it is sped up so fast in game you won't notice it just because it'll be so slow. But you can see, let's have a look here. So this is Dilophosaurus, not Dilophosaurus, Dryosaurus. So we'll put the music on, and this is Dilophosaurus, Dryosaurus. Why do I keep getting the names wrong? you can see it's going from fluffy, and then starting to turn into its colors of the adult. See, it's covered in feathers. It should probably lose them soon, because I think the adult feathers here, you can see it's still going. We'll have a look again. So you can see the Dryosaurus, got it right that time, kind of darkens up. And then you see it gets its adult colors. I wonder if the baby of the scaleless one will be scaled or not, or feathered or not. But you can see it kind of goes up in there, okay. That's quite cool. So that's Dryosaurus. We've got Megaloceros now. So we'll start back at the beginning for him. So you can see little baby there. We'll start back. See? Little fawn. So you can see it stuttering, starting to grow, starting to get those antlers. So starting to grow. Starting to get those big Irish elk antlers that they're famous for. And looks pretty good from there. Look at that, how beautiful. So now he's a big bad boy. Really nice. Definitely a big fan of that. It's special to me. Someone's messaging me. Anyway, that looks really nice. Definitely a big fan of that. So, and last but not least, we have got Dilophosaurus this time. Not just me getting dinosaur names confused because I'm a weirdo. But we've got the baby Dilophosaurus. So let's watch the increased speed for demonstration. So you can see it's got the feathers. Now it's lost its feathers and starting to grow up. So it looks like it does lose its feathers, so that's good. And then you get the adult featherless version, and you can see that quite a nice pattern there. Looks really good. So you can see feathers, and then it loses them once it reaches a little bit. Yeah, you see now it's got no feathers. I do quite like that for one. You can see. And I really hope you can cap some of these age ranges, because you could actually use them for a few different species, like Linnaeosaurus or something like that would be quite cool. Anyway, we'll carry on. This is what I mentioned before, alt species changes. So thanks to recent tech advancements, we've also been taking the time to improvise or improve the visual differences to alternate species in Update 14. This means more accurate or corrected proportions and more accurate shapes for many animals, such as the two Smilodon species. So you can see here some of the differences between the two species. Before, you can see that Populata is much more robust than Fatalis with its bulkier build. Fatalis is sleek with a skinnier face and limbs and reduced shoulders. We even gave it cheek ruffs from the original concept art. So it's nice to see a little bit of difference there. So you can see smaller one here. This is the North American one, Fatalis, and this is Populata, the South American one. And you can see the kind of difference there, a little bit leaner and meaner. And then you can see on top there, a little smaller, but still looks really cool. And I like the cheek ruff. And then you can see the bigger, bulkier Populata. Nice difference between them. I quite like that. Gives them more like a tiger vibe. And, just makes them different from each other, which is quite cool. And more scientifically accurate. Because before, it was Smilodon, but they were kind of like a mishmash of the two species. But now we can actually have the different species together and see what they look like. So it's really cool. We'll be reducing the fur length on the Populata's ears, so that'll get smaller. In the case of Camarasaurus, each species will have a different head shape and silhouette. From left to right, Grandis is the skinniest species with a rounded head. So you can see this is one here. Supremus was almost resemble a brachiosaur with its bulbous skull, short neck spines, and thick neck. And Lentus maintains much of the current Camarasaurus, acting as the middle ground. So you can see here on the skull, so Grandis has very much got a round skull. It's got a very bulbous brachiosaur-like skull in Supremus. And then Lentus is kind of a little bit more in between in the middle. So that's quite cool. And you can see with the bodies here, you can see that one's leaner. That one's got a big thick neck. And I like the little differences just to make them look like different species. And of course, you can expect to see similar changes in other alt species, such as parasaurs, like the Parasaurolophus and Charnosaurus, Pachyrhinosaurus, and others, which would be quite cool. Some changes may be less extreme than others, but the team is excited to get these animals feeling more unique. And that is quite cool, because a lot of them, I especially like to see Tarbosaurus. I think that'd be really cool to see Tarbosaurus. There's a few cool alt species that I'm really happy to see, and it'd be quite cool to give them different anatomies, even if they're not so extreme. Because, yeah, they're different species at the end of the day. But here we got another cool one. We've got first-person mode. So since we initially revealed the prototype last month, we've got a lot of great comments about this feature. We're happy to say that not only is first-person mode now functionally complete, we even had time to sneak in a few object interactions too. So while running across the park, players will be able to sit on benches, swap between seats, look at binoculars, and open and close gates to enter habitats. Any music that's currently playing would also be given a radio-like effect. So that's quite cool. So let's have a look at the first-person mode progress. Oh. That's cool. Oh, these are just issues with my internet. Of course it happens. You can see the binoculars, watching the trikes. And the Montosaurus, that's cool that you actually get to see through the binoculars. That's actually really, really cool. Definitely a big fan of that. And you get to sit on the bench and sit and watch. And that's quite cool. So you can do basic things like open gates, look at binoculars, look down there, see an iguanodon. You can look over there, see some sauropods. That's so cool. Yeah, that is amazing. I quite like that. So you can even swap between seats and look at binoculars and close gates and things like that. So that's quite cool. Eventually, we'd love to include some single park management or simple park management gameplay, and make animals respond to the player in first person. But for update 14, we think this is already a lovely little feature that helps appreciate the park from a new perspective. It's really cool to go up next to dinosaurs, look at them and everything, and it'd be cool to have some simple managerial tasks while you're doing it, like similar to Zoo Tycoon, maybe in a little bit less of a a bit more matured style, because that is obviously very much a child game. But I think it would be cool to have a little bit more things, administer medication or something like that, a little bit more manager things that you can do with the dinosaurs and interaction with dinosaurs. I really love the idea of the one good thing about Zoo Tycoon Xbox, or the Xbox One. I thought what was really cool was having the animal interactions. It'd be really cool to have some animal interactions, I think, with the dinosaurs. I think that'd be something really cool to add in the future. But yeah, anyway, we'll carry on. Gameplay changes. So rounding out our progress for update 14, we're making a few targeted gameplay adjustments now that ontogeny is coming to the game. So animal creation. So animals are now incubated synchronously in the animal nursery, or asynchronously. That means rather than waiting for one after the other, all incubating animals will progress at the same time. I'm just going to quickly open the door for that. Anyway, this means that rather than waiting for one after the other, all incubating animals will progress at the same time. We'll likely lengthen adult incubations times a little to compensate, but it definitely feels better to have a group of animals be ready together. So that'll be cool. That'll be really cool. So the base animal points. The base appeal of an animal has been rebalanced, so it's calculated on an animal's current mass and perceived popularity. This help makes things a little bit more objective when it comes to balancing, as well. We've made the numbers based up on vibe. And as a side effect, base appeal now slightly varies between each individual due to their differences in mass. So a small adult T-Rex will be slightly less appealing than a large one, for example. So it kind of balances out a bit, trying to encourage you to, get the bigger, more impressive individuals of your kind of park. But obviously it's not going to rely just on size. But excavation system. So widespread animals such as Edmontosaurus regalis and various mammals can now be found at various multiple dig sites. Excavation progress will be carried between all the other dig sites a species is present in. So we're looking to retune excavation costs and speed to make them feel more like a long-term investment. So that'll be cool. And staff dispatch improvements. The way staff are automatically assigned tasks have been improved to hopefully make job completion more reliable. Back to word slackers. So yeah, another cool one there. In the future, we've got more paleobotany. So to wrap up this dev diary, to take a look at some of the other paleo plants that were being worked on. And as a reminder, don't forget that paleobotany will be coming after update 14. Below, you'll find a coastal biome conifer found throughout the Mesozoic, Elatites, or Elatides. which is a tree that comes with a bunch of variations, including one that splits into 2 trunks. So you can see that one there, that's really cool. And you got this one mixed paleofauna example. That's quite cool. Next up, we've got 2 scrubland plants from the Jurassic, Camellia and Coropteris, which is these 2 will go great together. They give an arid yet somewhat alien vibe. So you can see that one's almost like a mat kind of thing. That was quite cool, and I really like this one, almost like a Joshua tree, but like ferns. This is a mixed paleofauna, paleoflora example. And finally, here's a quick look at one of the oldest plants in the world, the cycad. This family has been around since the Permian, almost 300 million years. Despite this, many species can be found across the world today. So nice to see some cycads. I always love cycads. Really, really interesting. And yeah, I think that kind of rounds up the devlog. Let's have a look at some community things. So you can see created by W3, a really cool little stylized picture with a keeper woven with a Tiktaalik and a Torvosaurus. We've got this really nice one here. I love this by Assassin Spino. Nigel Marvin with the Tiktaalik. That is very, very cute. Very much, prehistoric park. And this is a cool one. So I believe this is the PNSO model of Edmontosaurus. And this has been kind of remade and repainted to be the prehistoric kingdom coloration. And I think it works very, very well on this model. And I think it just works well on the animal in general. So that one was done by Emerson Hull at PS Arts Official on Instagram. So it's really cool doing a nice repaint. Prehistoric Kingdom does have some really awesome skins. But yeah, anyway, so thank you for reading February's Dev Diary. We'll be back again at the end of March for our next Dev Diary each week. Until then, though, we'll continue to post our Patreon to provide small updates as work continues at Update 14. Until next time, the PK team. So yeah, really, really cool little update. Nice to see that we've got more babies going on. I love the alt species changes just to make them a bit more accurate to what they actually look like, and just give the animals make the alt species a little bit more distinct and interesting. I think it's also cool to have the first person mode. That's something that's going to be really cool. I love going to be walking around under my sauropods and things. It'd be cool to make that a little bit more interactable too. And yeah, paleoplants. Paleoplants is going to be another cool thing to add. So, yeah, I think this is a great place to end the video. So I really, really, really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys like and subscribe. Always remember to get the little bell icon to get notified of anything. So if you guys enjoyed this video, hope you guys like and subscribe, and bye-bye.